All right, what up? This is Jared.
This is Keels.
Back at it again with another episode of Bikini Bottom Banter. If you were with us the week before, we had a stinker. But this week, we came back with Pressure and the Smoking Peanut. So, in Pressure, Sandy and SpongeBob are chilling, and then randomly they striked up the conversation, which I'm surprised they didn't have already. Who's better, sea creatures or land creatures? Now, is it biased because Sandy's the only land creature in Bikini Bottom?
It really is biased.
Like, she's over here taking a poll, like, I think I'll win. Okay. But yeah, and then basically that leads into competitions where it's like first one to climb the mountain wins, first one to race to the Krusty Krab wins. When they get to the Krusty Krab, that's when good old Patrick, Squidward, and Mr. Krabs chime in.
They really ganged up on Sandy.
That's for no reason. Listen, Mr. Krabs came unprovoked. At least Patrick, SpongeBob was like, yeah, Sandy said that, like, land creatures, and then Squidward was like, what are you laying about? Mr. Krabs came unprovoked. His face was just like, what's this squirrel?
Right, just instant hate. Like, why are you acting like this?
I have a tinfoil hat theory. There was the karate episode where Mr. Krabs sniffs and was like, mammals. Like,
oh, you think he's already got some?
I think
some hate.
I think Mr. Krabs is a little racist against mammals. I'm just saying, a little racist against mammals.
Ooh, what if he's racist against mammals because he had a run-in with a human or something?
Ooh,
Didn't he?
I know
he knows about the hooks.
He knows about hooks. Yeah,
and he knows about the what is it? The canned tuna.
The canned tuna, and also in the episode Imitation Crabs, where the dude was trying to eat them.
That too.
Yo, all right, Mr. Krabs. Does it justify your hate? Who knows? Why can't we all sing Kumbaya?
Yeah, but can't we all just get along?
The crowd of Bikini Bottom. No.
Right. Knowing them.
So, facts. So, at that point, they still do a competition. They tell Sandy straight up, like, they get her to a point where she takes off her helmet and almost suffocates and dies. And
trying to prove a point.
Yup. And then at that point, Sandy's like, oh, you think it's so funny? Go on the surface for 1 minute. And they all get chicken feed until, SpongeBob goes ahead and does it. Then Patrick, then Squidward, and Mr. Krabs. They think it's all fine and dandy until those seagulls come in.
Yeah. You rats with wings.
Yo, facts. Then they basically learn this is definitely an after school special like thing where it's just like I think they even have a moment when they float down and it's just like they apologize and everything.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we are all together. We should be as one.
Right. Sorry that I made fun of you. Sorry that I made you go on dry land. I'm just like, okay.
So dumb.
All right, so Keels, what was your favorite joke in this?
Favorite joke? They were like little quips. They weren't elaborate jokes. Definitely rats with wings is definitely one that stuck with me. When Sandy ripped off her underwater suit and it had the what's the name underneath the bikini, and then Patrick was like, "Sandy's a girl."
Yeah, like, are you that dumb? I had that as my favorite joke too. Like, yo, it's just everybody's
that's classic Patrick.
That's what I'm saying, because everybody when she takes off the suit, it's like that's super server. How long can you stay like that? I don't know. Sandy's a girl.
And then when they do go underwater, or they go above land, and they're all live action, like it's a crab, like an actual crab.
Yeah.
For Mr. Krabs, an actual starfish for Patrick, an actual sponge for SpongeBob, and then Squidward, I don't know what they did Squidward so dirty. So they had an actual
octopus.
Yeah, octopus. But then they must have like grabbed a glob of clay and just shaped it. Yeah, shaped his nose on the octopus body, and it was like a bulbous nose, and then like everybody stopped. He was like, "Wait, what are you looking at?" He's like,
Dang.
"That big ass nose."
Legit. Like, the thing is like...
Yo, why they look at him like that? That's crazy.
They just did him dirty. Squidward always gets the... I mean, rightfully so, gets the short end of the stick sometimes.
Yeah, always.
And yeah, favorite joke hands down, took it right out of the mouth, man. I'm just like, Sandy's a girl? Like, Patrick has some moments in this, like, he has like, we are not chicken, and he spills his popcorn.
That's a classic. That's a classic scene.
But for meme-worthy...
what is the meme-worthy?
So I had... when they're comparing what they do, and like, you know, Squidward can do all the tentacles and do like the spin tricks, like spin the plate on a straw. SpongeBob is like, can you reproduce by budding? Can you?
Oh yeah.
And then all of them go, most importantly, can you do this? And they just suck in their...
But it's like you're gasping for air.
Right. That's a cliche fish thing.
But it's like, doesn't that make me better if I'm Sandy?
Yeah, in a way.
Because it's like, I'm surviving underwater. Like, I'm able to survive underwater because I have this suit on.
Fish cannot.
You know what I mean?
Yup.
And then, yeah, they went above land, and it's like, you can't do that. So you can't live in both areas.
See, and I was going to say that, too, because it's already been established that when they're in Sandy's dome, they freak out. Like, they can't, like...
Exactly. So, honestly, Sandy was right.
Sandy's better. Bikini Bottom is biased.
Yeah, they were a mob. They're just angry people. They're just angry people.
But yeah, like, because in general, if you really think about it, like, at the end of the day, these are fish. They cannot walk. They can't do anything. But, like, I don't know, scuba divers or things, or in this case, like, hey, look, Sandy is clear proof that there can be one mammal that lives underwater. Can you say the same about a fish?
Exactly.
That's not in a tank?
Exactly. No, you can't.
And yo, dang, I just thought of a dark thing. Like, I was gonna say, like,
what? What?
Like, fish. Yo, this is a twisted thing.
Oh Lord.
Oh boy. When fish are captured, because they've clearly established, I think the hate for humans is because, dark. Maybe they see humans as, like, slavers. I don't know. Like, they see them as captive. Like, I don't know. Like a fish.
It's got to be bigger than that, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously fishing is a thing.
Because it's like it's a hand coming from the sky. That's different.
Not to mention that when Sandy says "and fishing," they're like, "Oh!" They're offended. Like,
they got offended.
And that's why I said, so is this like? I don't mean to sound like an adult with this kids show, but is this like a metaphor for slavery? I'm just gonna say it.
Hey, I don't know, man.
I don't
know. Or is it a Greek god situation?
It could be.
You know what I mean? Like I said, these are humans coming from the sky and stuff like that, and I don't know.
See, and sometimes the hand is represented as like this giant.
Yeah,
god.
It's a giant hand.
Not to mention the pirate head. So it's like think about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know what?
I don't know, man.
And we'll talk about it a little later in the Doodle Bob episode. I think it's either this season or season 3. But even when objects fall down, it's giant. Yeah. So all right. And then what would you change?
I would have had them all do more competitions to where everybody's in that.
Is involved.
Yeah, that way I think it opens the door for more jokes.
Okay.
I don't know what type of obstacles they would have did or something. I don't know, but I would have definitely had them above land longer.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we're actually surviving this. Oh, and then like they feel like, oh snap, we gotta get in the water. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we gotta get in the water, blah blah blah. And eventually it ends with them losing.
See, okay, all right, I respect it. I don't know if it's like, I get that it was played for comedy, but I wish there was an explanation in the first race between Sandy and SpongeBob where Sandy beats him, and like they don't explain it because the last thing you see is like Sandy climbing, and then SpongeBob has his umbrella. He's like, "Well, it's about time you showed up."
Yeah. So you would have actually had the
like an explanation for like showing okay,
race.
because I mean for SpongeBob it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like so for Sandy I would have shown like maybe something comedic like I didn't and at the umbrella and then like the giant human-sized muscle arm comes up and just jumps up and excels to the mountain. It was like, well, it's about time you showed up. Like, it didn't.
Yeah, you would have had something actually
happen.
Yeah,
something extraordinary where it's like,
that makes sense.
The only reason why I want Sandy, like the Sandy bit versus SpongeBob, is because in continuity. In the Wormy episode too, and I think they use it again later on. There's a secret. It's been established that there is a secret entrance to get to the Krusty Krab. So
really,
remember in the Wormy episode where they were at Sandy's?
Oh yeah.
Gets use the secret entrance.
I remember.
So that's why I said, well, that's the only reason why SpongeBob was able to make it to the Krusty Krab in time because he was cheating. But here, no, there, we have no photo evidence. All right. And then, before we get into the next one, final thoughts?
Nah, no final thoughts.
All right. Now, as for the smoking peanut, listen.
It's a classic episode.
Yeah, and the memes were heavy. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. That's such a classic episode.
So, it is National Free Day in Bikini Bottom Zoo. Hold on to that thought. It is important for the punchline later. And SpongeBob and Patrick are here to see Pearl 100 feet in the air like a cannonball.
Like a cannonball.
So, while this is going on, Mr. Krabs is in a disguise because he probably doesn't want to be known as the cheapskate that owns the Krusty Krab.
Which is crazy because... like, that's what you are.
Exactly. He literally is, but it's just like, no. He said, I'm going to be in disguise. I can't have, my business is on the line. I can't have that bad press.
It's like, bro, you already that.
Mr. Krabs is like, they will cancel me.
Right.
So he's taking advantage of National Free Day. So at that point, again, keep that back thought. SpongeBob and Patrick go to see the clam. It is asleep. Patrick gets bored, walks away, and SpongeBob, not wanting to disappoint Patrick, throws a peanut at it.
Yeah.
Because of that, the clam wakes up and continuously cries.
Should have instantly got kicked out for doing that.
Yeah. How'd they get that close? No security?
Literally, like, this is the main attraction. How did they get back there?
Man, I don't know. That was like, well, I guess it's set up like a stadium because when they're throwing peanuts at the end, like, people are there. So...
yeah, but I just feel like someone's always, like,
on
security.
guard.
You know what I mean? Security's always there.
Should have for sure caught him, like, throwing the peanut. I'm like, bro, really?
Sure.
Well, yeah. So, we'll get into that also because it's just like, man, like, that favorite joke.
I love this show so much.
Facts. So, then, the clam is crying. Everybody in Bikini Bottom is in distress. SpongeBob feels guilty and under the pressure of like, oh, did I really make this clam? Like, it's, cry like this. Maybe it's not a big deal. The cries are heard, like, not only under the sea, but also above Earth.
Right.
Like,
strong.
Everywhere in these landmarks. He wants to consult with Squidward and Sandy. They both are like, if I find the person who did it, I'm gonna, rip them in shreds or I'm gonna turn them in.
Yeah.
Patrick, on the other hand, is trying to investigate as a detective to try and find
and that was so interesting to me because it's like, what made him care that much?
That's what
about the clam, the giant clam.
He was like, you and a jerk. Like,
that's classic. That's
what I'm saying. I'm just like, he went from this man got an award for being the most, like, what was it? The one who does nothing the longest.
Yeah.
But he's able to, I'm going to be a detective today. Like, he's like, I'm going to be productive. Like, he had an origin story there.
Yeah.
He had a superhero origin story when that clam started crying. At that point, he's trying to find the person who did it. SpongeBob is sweating bullets. Like, oh, they're going to find me, or oh, they're going to find out it's me. The plot twist is that when the police do confront SpongeBob, they arrest Patrick.
Yeah.
Because, again...
they just blame Patrick, basically.
Randomly.
And then Patrick's dumbass, he was like, I was looking for me this whole time.
Yo, he literally was like, wow, you guys are good. I was the last person I would have expected. But I was looking for me. Oh, it's the perfect crime.
And it was like, I wonder what clues he found. Like, see, I'm just going to jump ahead. That's what I would change.
Oh.
I just would have, would have had little jump scenes like, aha! And it's like, I don't know, SpongeBob left something here, or he left something there, you know what I mean?
There was no...
So it's like, he's on SpongeBob's trail, but like, because the cops, I guess, I don't know.
They were like, we have
or you know what I would have did to make it make sense? I would have it would have been, SpongeBob is leaving stuff everywhere, and Patrick is finding it. But at the same time, Patrick is leaving stuff, and then they're like, it's got to be Patrick because...
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's how I would have switched it, and it would have made sense.
It would have for the police coming in.
Yeah.
For sure... What, like, I don't...
That would have been funny. Like, Patrick as a detective, that would have been funny.
That's what I'm saying. Like, in a way, I'll get into what I would change a little later, but... Like, that's the thing. Like, at the end of the day, the person who really did it...
Yeah.
See, and I agree. Like, that's a really wise thing, because it's like there's no explanation for that. I love that thing that you would change.
Yeah,
it is a very solid, like,
because why did you just go on and pick a
randomly
Patrick?
No security, no security guard.
No security guard. Yeah,
the cameras, and even if they had the cameras, it's like, well, you were clear.
Yeah.
There we go.
You figured out.
Well, but they would have him like on camera, like throwing the peanut, and Patrick just walking away. So it's like,
yeah, we probably would have had to cut the camera aspect out because it just would have killed all the ideas. You know what I mean?
Dang, yo, I like it though.
Yeah. What were your favorite jokes?
So, beside the Mr. Krabs being the corporate at the end, it's like, but it's free day. He stole the pearl. Like, it's just like...
Right, and it's like, man,
crazy.
See, that right there, I would have... I don't know, would you have shown Mr. Krabs actually stealing it?
I wouldn't have, because they already established a scene. Well, it's clear as he's stealing light bulbs, balloons, sodas. Yeah. He had like a barrel for the soda. He's over here acting like it's McDonald's, just like, just get your cup now.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Like, to me... I think my favorite joke, hands down, is when the security guard, like, is checking on after the clam starts crying for the first time, and it's a dark humor joke, because it's like, hey, Shamu, it's me. Or Clamu, sorry. Because Shamu's the actual...
Clamu. Oh, my God, funny.
Yo, I was like, look it up, kids, for anybody who doesn't know who Shamu is.
RP Shamu.
For real, 90s. But... Hands down, when he takes the security guard with his tongue and throws him out, he flew.
Yo, that guy's dead.
Facts.
That guy is dead.
He's like, I was 2 days from retirement. But hands down, like, when the announcer is just like, oh, like, attention zoo patrons, there's a wild clam on the loose. Please run around in circles. And they all do that. And the guy's just like, thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, like, what the darkest thing is like, thanks for coming.
Oh, my God, that's funny.
So, yeah, hands got me. I was just like, all right, what about you? Favorite joke?
I mean, So my favorite thing is whenever they have the oyster, or the clam or whatever, it's just so funny to me. I don't know why, because it's like a special character, and then it has its own personality and stuff. But the oyster crying is hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Because it's like so dramatic, and like it said, it's like you hear it from above land.
They had Egypt in there. They had
That
Taj
was
Mahal.
like,
Dang.
let's see. When they think it's Patrick, his punishment was they're gonna chain him up in the middle of the giant clam arena or whatever, and then they threw peanuts at him. Like, what town is this?
I get what I deserve.
I get what I deserve. And they're throwing the peanuts. He's like eating the peanuts. He's like, ow.
Dang.
And then, damn, I'm trying to remember the scene.
Oh, like afterwards?
When Sandy's like, but SpongeBob doesn't have any hair.
Yes.
Or does he?
Yo, I put that down.
Yeah.
As it was gonna be my meme until you pointed out the correct meme. It was just that one for sure more. There's a lot of memes in this, but that line did not get it until I was older.
Yeah, definitely not.
I was like, obviously for the adults out there listening, you already know.
He said, or
does he? I'm just like, changed her whole her mind blew.
Right. That changed SpongeBob into like, he's a man. He's not like a man now.
Yo, Sandy said she had a moment in that one moment where she's like, Larry who?
Oh, we didn't get to that.
What?
I can't wait. The dynamic between Larry and Sandy.
It's been there.
Have we talked about it?
We did talk about it because, like, in the early seasons...
We'll have to save this for an episode where Larry is, like, the
featured in it?
Yeah.
Stay tuned, viewers.
All right.
And then, okay, so meme, and then...
I wouldn't change anything. This is a good episode.
Yo, you said you were going to do that?
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Dang, because that was mine.
But
I said...
It was a good episode, but,
was.
Like, yeah, I forgot, yeah. I would change it to where, like, they're showing Patrick,
back and doing the clues.
But I wouldn't change much.
See, and that's the thing. Yeah. I wouldn't change anything.
This is a good episode.
I had it. That's why I said, we're going to be different on this. I'm like, no, hold on.
I respect it.
It's just, hey, but low key, you were even convincing yourself, like, it's a good episode. Maybe I don't want to.
It's a great episode.
Hey, you can join the other side of the fence, Keels. This is a solid episode, viewers.
Yeah, for sure.
The meme worthy of Patrick. There's too many. The meme worthy of Patrick, like doing his hands,
right,
like
doing the hand
looking
rub.
Mischievous.
Yeah, that's a classic meme.
The popsicle lick. That's another one. When SpongeBob's in his moment where it's like, do you have like these peanuts or like whatever? And the cops are interrogating him, and his whole body sinks in.
Oh yeah,
that's another meme. I'm like,
Patrick being chained up is a meme too.
It is
because like on Twitter they'll be like, oh, what is your unpopular opinion?
Oh, I get what I deserve. Oh,
no, it's just like I don't care what you think.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Because
I love it.
Yeah. So there's a lot of memes in this.
See, and that's why I said. I can't. You can literally take so many screenshots from this episode and just be like, yeah, that's a meme.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of memes in
this. A lot of memes.
Any final thoughts?
I wish they would have, why is this clam so important?
Why?
You know what I mean? Like, what is it supposed to be? Like, why is it? You know what I mean? Like, maybe they should have... Like in the episode where they would show Mr. Krabs as a kid, you know what I mean? They were like, okay, the clam has been like an attraction for years. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So yeah, I probably would have threw that in there too.
See, and that's the thing. Like the clams, the way they set up the clams in this series, like it's just so like obviously it's a precious creature, but then in a future episode, it's like they have Jaws as the clam. So like
really,
yeah.
Wait, hold on. Besides that one character, are there any sharks in Bikini Bottom?
There's like little sharks that are like in the background that you see that they used to use in like season 1 animation, and they make a point in the episode where SpongeBob's a lifeguard, and he's like, "Oh, there are sharks in there," and he's like, "Hey, that's my family you're talking about."
Yeah.
But beside that, well, the bluefish, are they, because the big meaty claws. Is he a shark?
Is he a shark or is he a fish?
I'm about to look that up. He looks like a shark because he has his pointed teeth.
I mean, fish have sharp teeth too.
That's true. Piranhas.
You know what I mean? What if he's a piranha?
Mm.
Is he a piranha? Is that why he's so mean?
Drop it in the comments. What do you think?
Yo, what's that dude's name?
I feel like it's Scooter is the...
Scooter's the surfer.
Right.
Fred is my leg.
Yeah. Bluefish and SpongeBob is named Harold?
Harold.
Harold?
His name is Harold.
Wait a minute!
What?
See?
He's got... What does it say that he is, though?
Here, let's see. Watch it be like multiple doppelgangers in SpongeBob. He's like the NPC of SpongeBob. Let's see. Harold.
What is he?
Pet store, police officer.
Those are his jobs.
What are you saying? Like what he is?
No, like what type of fish is he?
They don't have his type of fish.
They're not in the history or anything?
Incidental 40 baby. No.
Nah, they don't have it.
They don't have it.
It just says he's a baby fish.
It's a baby fish. But it's
That's
like
all it says.
He's an adult. So drop it in the comments. Do you think he's a fish or do you think he's a shark?
Shoot, I don't know. It doesn't say on Wikipedia.
That's about to be the poll. I see it. See it now on TikTok. Yo.
Yeah.
All right. Any final thoughts?
No final thoughts. This is a great episode.
All right. So stick with us on Bikini Bottom Banter on the journey. Until next time, this is Jarrett.
This is Kills.
Another episode of Bikini Bottom Banter in the bag.
Thanks for tuning in to another fantastic episode of Bikini Bottom Banter. Don't forget to follow Bikini Bottom Banter on TikTok and Instagram for even more content. Subscribe to them on YouTube and Anchor, plus turn on bell notifications to be updated on their latest episode. And if you've got your own jellyfishing stories or favorite SpongeBob moments, remember to share them with us. You might just hear them on our next episode. So until then, stay bubbly, keep smiling, and remember, subscribe to Bikini Bottom Banter to know all the under the sea.